What's going on, guys? How are you? And we are back for some more exclusive content over here at Bang Bang Burger. Super pumped to spend some more time with Chef here. You know, Joe, the owner, has done a phenomenal job running his burger restaurants over the last 7-8 years. And so he's got 2 locations. And so if you guys have not caught our other video, we actually made a stuffed jalapeno burger with an amazing sauce and some arugula and some
stuffed jalapeno,
pimento, the whole thing. It is absolutely amazing. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. But I wanted to just have a really kind of short jam session, just talk about, you know, Joe's experience with running successful businesses and what actually creates a successful restaurant, or to be honest with you, any business. I mean, whether it's a landscape company, a dry cleaners, you know, a roofing company, gutters, you know, maybe you're a painter. It doesn't matter. I'll be honest with you. You know, success principles are kind of universal. And so I guess let's start here. You know, Joe, tell us a little about maybe your background. Where did you come from? Are you from this area? You know, how did you end up where we're at right here?
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to get to the point here. My name is Joe. How do I get here? I came to the United States. My family came to the United States when I was 7 months old.
Okay.
Grew up from Taiwan.
Taiwan, okay.
Yeah. Grew up in New York City, and then also I went to high school in Fort Lee High School. You know, the Bridgegate thing.
Okay.
You know, people hear about. You know, so I'm an immigrant.
Yep.
Hopefully, people won't be offended by that.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
And then grew up, you know, Asian family, so always being pushed to study hard and do well academically.
Yeah.
And then I told my parents I wanted to be in restaurants and cook. So they were like, huh? What are you talking about? But then I think for a long time I wasn't sure about it. Because without having your parents' 100% support, you say, well, maybe that's the wrong thing to do. That I won't disappoint my parents.
Yeah.
After a couple of failed years in college, I was like, okay, maybe I should do something else. I went to culinary school.
Okay.
Went there for 4 years.
Okay.
They had a 2-year program. I stayed for 4.
How was that? How was your experience in culinary school? Did you love it?
I loved it. When I say I loved it, I mean I loved it. I mean I would go back and do that. I could do that for a living. Just go to culinary school. That's what I would want to do.
So you felt at home, like you were there, and
I would say, you know what? Some people. Okay, so an example would be like I hear some people, they say they're lost. They go into the military, and then they find the discipline. They find their home in the military because you have the camaraderie, people working together. You have a focus.
Yep.
I want to say maybe the experience was similar to that.
Okay.
You know, that I've always probably enjoyed cooking, and then really, what is it really about cooking? It's like making something, a product or something that other people can enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So really, that whole thing of being able to learn how to do something to make other people happy.
I like that.
You know, so once I went there, I mean, it's just maybe like wanting to be a monk and going to be around a lot of monks, and all of a sudden you're just like, this is my home. You know, this is where I want to be. When I was there, everybody loved cooking. Everybody loved eating, and I mean, honestly, like eating, cooking, enjoying food.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's big part of life.
Yeah.
So what is there not to like?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes the chef give you a hard time. You're not doing something right. You're like, hey, listen, you know, you're screwing this up. You're burning this. What are you doing? You know, I mean, but other than that, it's like being in that environment and learning skills, learning how to cook things properly, how to set up the kitchen, how to communicate, how to work under pressure.
Which is a big one. I mean, I think that maybe that's a little. I mean, if people that are listening or watching this have not worked in a restaurant, there's my family owns restaurants too. I grew up a kid, 8, 10, 12 years old, busting tables. I mean, like that was me. Like I wanted to help the family business any way that I could.
Right.
I've done, you know, takeout orders. I've expo'd. I've been in the back.
In restaurants.
I did. I really have seafood restaurants, and so, but there's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I mean, Friday night, Saturday. I mean, it's so you have to be able to handle yourself through. I mean, we would. There's
a lot of things. One of the things I learned. Okay, so the culinary school, their logo or their it's like preparation is everything. Preparation is everything. Not something.
I love that.
Not a little bit. You know, preparation is everything. So like in my mind, being stressed out is normal to an extent.
Yep.
But it's going to be exacerbated by not being prepared.
That's good.
So get your stuff together. Get your prep in line.
Yep.
If someone is not trained properly, train them.
Yep.
If you don't have the right people, hire them. If you don't have things set up, you're going to be stressed out because you're not. I mean, the same thing. I would say, hey, listen. Oh, how do you feel when you go and take a test and you didn't study for it?
Horrible.
Like, you're like, oh, I'm gonna crash and burn. Yeah, this is gonna suck. I mean, it's the same. I mean, it's
the same exact thing.
If you say, it's complicated, you went to culinary school, but actually, a lot of the principles goes back to like, just very simple things that they taught us in elementary school.
Yeah.
That you don't pay attention. Like, what do they do when you first come in to class? The first thing they do is, hey, they call your name to take what? Attendance. It's like, be on time. Duh, right?
Show up. Yeah.
So be on time. Pay attention. Be prepared. Don't wait till the last minute. So the stress part, what I've realized is it's the same thing. Okay, hey, if I'm going to do public speaking, I have to be in front of a camera or something like that.
Yeah.
Then, prepare a little bit.
Yeah.
Practice what you want to say.
It's good.
Get it straight in your head. Be prepared.
Yeah.
So the stress part is part of it, but I think that what I learned, the discipline part of going to culinary school, maybe it's not even the cooking. I'm an okay cook. There's many people who are much better at cooking. But it's just setting up the foundation for success in that environment. That's what that to me was the biggest part that I got. That I would never get if you're just cooking at home.
Yeah.
You're cooking at home. Oh, I screwed this up. It's okay. No, you can't screw it up in a restaurant.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah.
So
I love that. Okay, so finished culinary school. How did you end up in Charlotte? With restaurants.
A friend of mine. There's people doing stuff in the background. We're a restaurant. They're about to open soon. So okay, so I cooked for many years after culinary school. I knew that I always wanted to open up a restaurant, didn't know how to do it, so I bounced around from job to job, meaning like cooking, front of the house.
Yep.
I did restaurant POS for a while, and met a lot of people, and asked a lot of questions. 'Cause I knew like there's a lot of stuff that I didn't learn in culinary school, especially how to be an owner of a restaurant.
Yeah.
A friend of mine then had said, hey, I'm going to go down to Charlotte because I want to open up a restaurant.
Okay.
And I'm like, hey, you want to open up a restaurant?
Yeah.
I want to open up a restaurant.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What's
right?
up?
So so I was in between jobs at the time.
Okay.
I drove down to spend a week with him and talked a little bit, and like without having any better options to open a restaurant, I said, well, I'm gonna drive down here. I'm gonna help you open it.
Yeah.
Not as a partner, but I'm just gonna help you open it so I can learn and see. Came down here, moved down here.
Yep.
And spent like a month with him and realized, partners for a business is like getting married. And then if you marry the wrong person, you're going to be in trouble because you have things intertwined, like business-wise, like
everything,
contract-wise. You have things like mixed up together that you have the wrong partnership. Then all I'm going to do is fight with this guy. So friends, great. Yeah. But
business partners,
not great. So then at that point, it was like a month, 2 months. I basically so we came down here. He used somebody else's money. Maybe I shouldn't say so much, but so we opened up. We had a place. Okay, we had a place.
Yeah.
I worked for free, which is okay. Like these are my friends. So I worked for a month for free.
Sure.
Helping out.
Yeah.
It was like a morning place. We did breakfast and lunch.
Yep.
We did eggs and stuff like that, and toast, whatever.
Yep.
Like I went in and tried to set everything up, make everything work well. Did some hiring.
Yeah.
And we didn't make any money for like a month. And I was like, okay, so what's the backup plan? It's like, well, we'll do it for another month. It's like, that doesn't sound like a great plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're not making, okay, so then I had a choice. I was like, okay, I'm sorry, I just can't, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I need to make money to support myself.
100%.
So I was either come back to New York or I was going to stay down there. I decided I was going to stay down here, down here. And I just took a job. Yep. Working at the airport as a restaurant manager.
Gotcha.
And waited around and looked around.
Scoped it out.
Yeah. In 2012, and I had always kind of like feelers out there. I said, hey, listen, if you guys want to do something, let me know.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it.
Yeah.
Had a little bit of money, and then but I couldn't do it by myself. I didn't have the experience, so I was looking for partners to do it.
Yeah.
Went into the first location and had two other partners. It was the same thing. Like marriage-wise, I mean, luckily, like my wife. That was a good decision. Yeah. The other decisions, business-wise, probably were not great. They were not the right people for me to work with, So I understood that after the fact. We had, they went in, I gave them I'll say this is a bad thing. I gave them my money first.
Yeah.
So whatever money I had, I gave it to them.
Yeah.
and then they had signed a lease, gotten a place that was too small.
Yeah.
I think you know spaces.
Yeah.
It was 1,400 square feet. So it's tiny. So you really can't do a lot with it. And put all my money in there, and they took a year to not open. And then at some point, it was like, I think I failed.
Yeah.
I think I got together with the wrong people, and it doesn't take a year to open up a restaurant or to get things, for 1,400 square feet.
Sure.
And I had given up, and I walked away, gotten a job, interviewed and gotten a job as a general manager for a restaurant that was about to open.
Yeah.
They had bought me a ticket to go do training in Texas.
Yeah.
And then the landlord for that property called me and then said, "Hey, do you want the spot?" The landlord doesn't even know me, but he called me because before I left and gave up on it, I went to the landlord who didn't know me because I wasn't on the lease.
Yeah.
And I made him a burger. I said, "You don't know me, but if something changes, call me," because I was the person that was going to run it.
That's awesome.
All right, so he did call me.
That's awesome.
And then I went back and then raised more money that my parents were not happy about, got a partner that wasn't a nut, and just grinded it out. Like we opened, we didn't have furniture.
Yeah.
We didn't buy furniture.
Yeah.
So I did what's restaurant furniture? How do you do that?
Yeah.
Seats, tables, booths.
Yeah.
We didn't have anything to serve the burgers on, right? I didn't know who's gonna print the menu. How do you do a website? I didn't know any of that stuff. So I had to kind of putz around with it and learn on, So, but okay, that's a long story. But basically,
but I think Joe, to maybe segue into, why don't you talk about having the right partnerships in the business? I mean, because I feel like you got, obviously through a couple of not great partnerships,
right.
And then having a good partnership, and then developing relationships, even how we know each other. Through one of my previous
very good segue.
Yeah, right. Like it's I think there's a lot of merit to that. There's a lot of merit to having the right people around you, whether it's vendors, whether it's staff, management, bookkeeping, CP. Right?
Yes. Yes. So if you want to have a hot dog stand, you probably don't need a lot of partners, right? So you're the one person taking the hot dog out of the thing and they're saying thank you and here's my money, right?
Transaction's done.
Anything more than that, where you would have employees, where you might sign a lease. What I've learned over time, now when you the first year, I kind of had to do everything by myself. I couldn't afford to pay anyone.
Sure.
But as you grow, you're not going to work 7 days a week.
Forever.
Forever, right? You're not going to do that. That doesn't make any sense because you're a human being. You're going to get tired. You're going to start making mistakes. You get grumpy.
Burn out.
So I think then you say to yourself, I still want to make good food. I still want to make a good product. Then you start to realize you got to leverage other people's skills. You have to leverage other people. Now, then it goes back to okay, you need to have other people around you. You could partner with a bunch of knuckleheads, right? Or then you start to be a little bit more okay, so what is it? What are the characteristics you're looking for?
Sure.
Can I find someone to be on my team and have the similar mentality? So
philosophy, ideologies, the whole thing.
Yeah, yes, I want to make money, but not at the cost of integrity. Sure. Not at the cost of doing something wrong that I feel is wrong.
Sure.
If that's what I have to do, then I'll do something else. I'll find a job.
Yeah.
Why do I have to do it that way? I want to do it the right way, and it's very simple because I have the skill. We have the skill. We might make a good product, and we want to sell it.
Yeah.
And we want to make people happy.
Yeah.
That's it. So how do you make that good product? It's complicated because you have equipment, you have HVAC, you have supplies that need to come into your spot so that you can take it, manipulate it to making something that will make customers happy.
100%.
That's complicated. So if you have, I would say maybe I don't know anything about the Navy SEALs, right? But I've heard, I watched the movies, so you have someone does communication, someone does ammo stuff, I don't know, navigation, I don't know, whatever, right? Yeah, they're a team. And you individually have to step up and do your part, and then as everybody does their part to the best of their ability,
100%.
all of a sudden the resulting product is better. So let's say, for example, I'm trying to run the kitchen, and my supplier, they don't deliver stuff, right? So what am I supposed to do? Okay, now I got something on the grill. I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm gonna answer a phone call. I'm gonna stop what I'm doing. I'm gonna have to go pick it up myself. I'm gonna stop what I'm doing and blah 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 blah.
X, Y, Z. Yep.
Right. So my thing is like now, good partners will not let you down. They're going to do what they say they're gonna do, and they might even anticipate like your needs, right, and go beyond, right. Then because they're doing that, I can then do my job better.
Yep.
And then therefore, I do my job better. I get busier, and then what does the partner get too? I get busier, they get busier. Okay, then to me, so that to me is like the relationship. Now, if all they were trying to do is make more money off of me to my detriment,
Yeah.
that doesn't help either. Because it's almost like a marriage. I would say it's like a marriage, in that like in a marriage, ideally both parts get something out of the relationship. Then you say to yourself, okay, I get something, you get something.
Yeah.
We're gonna nourish this relationship because we both get something out of it.
100%.
If it's not that way, and only one person's getting something, the other one's getting nothing,
It will fail.
or they're getting hurt, it's not the right balance, you know. So to me, I would say that I can do a better job now, not just because I'm a great cook, because I'm not. I'm okay.
Yeah.
But it's because I'm very particular about who I work with and who I partner with and who supplies me and who works with me, because I will go above and beyond to help them if they need something.
Yeah.
But I expect the same in return.
100%.
Not because you're serving me, but we're serving each other. We're helping each other. So teamwork to me, working together in the kitchen, outside, business-wise,
Yep.
making good relationships, making sure that you have a good reputation. Don't screw anybody.
Yeah.
Because what's the point? You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's you get that one little thing that you're trying to get.
Yeah.
You know, but then next time they're gonna be like, I'm not gonna work with you anymore.
100%.
You know, so partners, working with people, working with reliable people. Working with people ideally that have the same mentality of like, my thing is like, I'm not going to screw my employees. If I want to make more money, I'm going to have more customers come in.
Yeah.
I'm not going to nickel and dime my employees. I mean,
Yeah.
they're the ones that are working hard,
Yeah.
you know? So if my suppliers and the people that work with me have that same mentality, that's already a big step. Because in order for you to do that and take care of your employees, you have to run a good business.
Yeah.
You have to be able to do things correctly, and I think those are the type of things I look for, and I think that helps me to be more successful. I mean, I kind of weary about saying that I'm successful. I don't know what that
Sure, I
means, you know.
understand.
But we're in business, we
Yeah.
make clothes, you know. So to me, that's really, if I can pay my employees the best I can, and we're doing right by the customers. Customers generally like what we do,
Yeah.
and we're making a little bit of money,
Yeah.
just not losing money.
Yep.
You know, so that's I'm good. You know?
Listen, I love that. Just my thoughts on that, my 2 cents, Joe. I always reference when we ever have staff meetings with my company. You know, it's like a watch.
Yeah.
You know, if every part of the watch does its role,
Right.
then the time will be correct.
Yep.
But if there's a kink, if there's
Yep.
anything wrong, then if my drivers don't do this, if my
Right.
sales reps don't do this, if my manufacturers don't ship. It throws the machine can't work as well.
Right.
And so I thought this was awesome,
Yeah.
guys. Great exclusive content from Joe at Bang Bang Burgers. Listen, we got to open up shop, right? It's almost opening time, and
Yep.
so we got to get back to work. But appreciate you guys plugging in, watching, supporting. Come down here, support Joe and his staff at both locations here in Charlotte. And listen, we had an awesome stuffed jalapeno burger that we made this morning. And so if you haven't tried it, come down here, try it. And so with that, have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.